Hi folks, this is Cliff Macklin, back with you, your guru on character, leadership, success, happiness, and freedom. In the progression toward going through all the topics that are actually going to help you understand the 5 natural laws of success that I'm going to be covering over the course of, I expect probably the next few months, I want to continue my thoughts with you about influences in your life. Because if you're going to be a leader, you have to first be a leader in your own life. And as Socrates said, the unexamined life is not worth living. And if you're a true leader, you first are leading yourself. And with an understanding of yourself, those influences and forces that explain the way that you think and what your expectations of yourself are, and subsequently what your expectations are of other people and how you attempt to inspire and lead them, you first have to have that understanding of the influences that occurred in your life. For all of us, like in my last video, I talked about how the first thing that influenced me in my life were my parents. Now I want you to think about, how did your parents influence you? How did they attempt to influence you? What things did they do that actually stuck? What things did they do that you actually found yourself over time rebelling against? What things did they do that have had long-lasting consequences in terms of how you think, what your expectations are, what your goals and aspirations are? Now, as you think about these things for yourself, the final piece, and frankly the final piece that I'm going to have you ask for all of the questions that I'm going to ask you to ask yourself, is what would you teach a child about the factors that have influenced your life? What things would you teach? Would you teach a child not to do? What things would you teach a child to ignore? What things would you teach a child to actually fight against that have had a major influence on how you think, feel, and act? I know this is a tough question. I would recommend you keep your answers to yourself. You may be tempted to discuss them with a spouse or a friend. I think it would be better if you keep your answers to yourself, at least initially. Now maybe over time you can discuss it with other people, but I frankly think that for you to really be totally honest with yourself, you need to keep your answers to yourself. Because some of your answers are not going to be comfortable, and some of your answers are going to be things that you don't want other people to know, and that you don't want other people to have opinions about. So keep your answers to yourself, but go through the process. All right? There'll be more later, following up other factors beyond parents. Okay?